So today is ISKCON, and we'll be hearing from Srila Prabhupada. We'll be hearing a class from Vrindavan, given on August 6, 1974. It's a Bhagavad Gita verse, chapter 4, text 14. First I'll sing Jai Radha Madhava, and then we'll play the class. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari 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 Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivarudari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivarudari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivarudari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivarudari Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Udanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Udanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yasoda Nandana Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahansa Varvikacharya Terasada Shri Shrimad. Dham ki jai, Jagannath Puri Dham ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Grantaraj Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to Shri Shri Guru and Gauranga. Aye. Before starting this class, I want to just read the translation of the verse because it's not this translation is not given directly here in the recording. So this is verse number 14 in the 4th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, and the translation for this verse is, "There is no work that affects me, nor do I aspire for the fruits of action. One who understands this truth about me also does not become entangled in the fruitive reactions of work." So that's the actual translation. And now we'll go to the class. I gotta get the microphone here.
Iti mam yo abhijanati karmabhir na sa badhyate namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spriha iti mam yo bhijanati karma birna sabhadyate namam karmani limpanti nami karma phale spriha iti mam yo bhijanati karma birna sabhadyate namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spriha iti mam yo bhijanati karma bhirna sabhadyate
namam karman name karma phalespriya iti mang jo abhijanati karma bhi nasabhadyate. So in another place Krishna says janma karma me dibbam jo janati tattva. Karma, every living entity is bound up by the resultant action of his own karma. But Krishna is not like that. in the English constitutional law, it is said that the king can do no wrong. King can order punishment for the criminal, but the king is never criminal. King cannot be punished. Your President Nixon is fighting on this point. Although people want to impeach him, he is fighting on this point that I am not wrong. Actually, that much facilities must be given to the head executive. If he becomes under the laws, then his position is not exalted. That is the principle of accepting the highest order of life. So, in the material condition, that is not applicable perfectly. But so far as the spiritual condition is concerned, God must be given full freedom. Otherwise, there is no meaning of God. If God is also under your laws, sometimes why God has done like this? They inquire like that. This question sometimes. Why God has put us into this condition? These are foolish questions, but the real conception of God is that He is free to do anything, whatever He likes. You cannot say why God will do this, will do not that. No, that is not the conception of God. So here Krishna says, Name karma phales priha. He is Atmaram. Atmaram. Atmaram means he is fully satisfied in himself. And he can create so many things. He is creator. So there is no question of desiring something. He can do anything, whatever he likes. But that will be explained. He sets example. Just like in the previous verse we have already discussed. Chaturvarnam maya system gunakarma vibhagasa. Tasya kartaram api imang vidhi akartaram abbayam. Although he has set up the principle of varnashram dharma, but he is not within the varnashram dharma. Just like Krishna takes the incarnation of becoming a pig, but that does not mean he is a pig. Ordinary conception of pig we have got, or he takes the incarnation of a fish, but that does not mean he is ordinary fish. Similarly, he comes here as a human being, as son of Nanda Maharaj, or husband of Rukmini, or son of Vasudev. But actually, he is nobody's son. He is everybody's father. He is the origin. Nobody can be cause of his creation. This idea should be understood. And if anyone understands that Krishna or God is not under any rules and regulation and laws of this material world, then he understands Krishna perfectly. Just like Krishna performed the rasa dance at the midnight, many young girls came by hearing his flute and he danced with them. This is, from Vedic standard, it is not very moral, because at dead of night with others' wives or sisters or daughters to dance, Krishna was young, that is not very good example from Vedic principle. But he did it. And that is the highest understanding of Krishna consciousness. Gopi rasamritabdhi lahari kallol magnaun moho. All the Goswamis, even Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was a sannyasi. He was very strict about women. No woman could come near Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a sannyasi. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommended Ramma Kachid Upasana Brajavadhu Varga Bija Kalvita. There is no better method of worship in Krishna than the method conceived by the gopis. And the Goswamis also, Srila Rupa Goswami, Bande Srila Rupa Sanatana Ragajugo, Sri Jiva Gopalako, the 6 Goswamis, they gave up their material opulence. Takta tu namasesa mandalapati saning sada tucham. They gave up their ministers of the government, very exalted position. Their associates were most aristocratic persons, but he gave up everything. Takta turnam asesha mandalapati sani. Mandalapati means leaders of the society, big men, zamindars, or government officers. So he gave up, tuchavad, considering them most insignificant. Takta turnamasesha mandalapati saning sada tuchavad bhutva dina ganeshako karunaya. They have given up their opulent family. He was also belonging to the aristocratic family. He gave up and became a mendicant, beggar, madhukuri. They were asking one chapati from one girihastha. They would not accept 3 or 4 or chapatis at a place, only half, one, like that, or in this way. So much in the renounced order of life, but they lived how? Gopi rasamritabdhi lahari kallol magnaun moho. They're always thinking of the gopis dealing with Krishna. So, from this standpoint of view, the dealings of the gopis with Krishna, that is not this ordinary human dealing. That is all spiritual. Without understanding the spiritual platform of Krishna and the gopis, nobody try to understand it. Then they will misled. So, Therefore Krishna says, people may not be misled. Sometimes he is seen to be acting against the social laws. Therefore Krishna warns, namang karmani limpanti. These social, political or religious laws do not apply to me. Namang karmani limpanti. This question was raised by Parikshit Maharaj when Sukadeva Goswami described the Rasa Leela. So, that Krishna appeared on this material world, dharma samsthapanarthaya, paritranaya sadhunam, dharma samsthapanarthaya. So, why he violated these rules of dharma? Violation because according to Vedic civilization, nobody can mix with others' wife or other woman. Even in moral principle, as Chanakya Pandit says, Matrivat Paradareshu, all women should be treated just like mother. Not like the present society. Formerly, every woman should be addressed as mother, Mataji. And now they have invented Bahinji. No. Women should be addressed as mother. Matrivat Paradarish. So, this question was put forward by Parikshit Maharaj before Sukadeva Goswami, how Krishna danced with others, wife and sister, like that. This is against principle of dharma. So, just to clear the position of Krishna, Krishna is personally saying also, and this is confirmed by Sukadeva Goswami, the Tejiya Sagana Dosha. Krishna cannot be polluted because by chanting Krishna's name one becomes purified. How Krishna can be polluted? If by chanting Chetadarpana Marjanam Param Vijayate Krishna, Sri Krishna Sankirtanam, and in another place, Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha Parang Brajit. Simply by chanting the holy name of Krishna, one becomes freed from all sinful activities. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya, especially. Kirtanadeva Krishnasya Mukta Sangha. He becomes free from all contamination. In material world, we are simply becoming contaminated. Therefore, karmani limpanti. We are becoming entangled by the reaction of our karma. Karmana dvaivanetrena jantar deha upapatti. By karma, the jantu, mean living entity, is getting different types of body, one after another, one after another. In this way, he is wandering 8,400,000 forms of body. This is karma. Therefore, to the living entities, as we are bound up by the laws of karma. But Krishna is not like that. Namang karmani limpanti. This is to be understood. Unless we understand Krishna, that he is not bound up by the material laws, then we do not understand Krishna. And if anyone understands it perfectly, then what is the result? The result, itimang jo vijananti karma bhi nasabadhati. If one understands clearly that Krishna is not under any material laws, then he also becomes not bound up by any material laws. Simply by knowing it. Karmani nirdhati cha bhakti bhajam. In the Brahma Sutra it is said, Brahma Samhita, Justindra Gopa Mathavendra Maho Sakarma. Indra Gop and the King Indra, both are named as Indra. Just to Indra Gopa, Atha Maha Indra, Sakarma Phalabhuk. Everyone is enjoying the resultant action of his karma. Justindra Gopa Mathavendra Maho Sakarma Bandharu Rupa Phalabhajana Matamuti. Everyone is enjoying or suffering the resultant action of his karma. Sakarma Phalabhuk. But karmani niddhati kintu cha bhakti bhaja. But one who is in the devotional service, although he has to suffer the resultant action of his past karma, but that is reduced to the minimum, karmani nirdhati, or practically no. For whom? Bhakti bhajam, those who are devotees. They are devotees. So, who can understand Krishna is not under the laws of any material nature. Only the bhaktas. Bhaktas can understand. Who can understand Krishna? Bhakta mama vijanati. Only the bhaktas can understand. Therefore Bhagavad Gita has spoken to Arjuna, Bhaktosi, you are my devotee. So, Krishna's name, Krishna's form, Krishna's attributes, Krishna's pastimes, they can be understood by the bhaktas only, not the non-devotees. Non-devotees cannot understand that namang karmani, this process, the Krishna is not bound up by any material laws. The example is given by Sukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit, Tejiyasangana dosaya. Tejiyasang, just like the sun. The sun is evaporating the urine from the street. But that does not mean sun is infected. Although sun is evaporating the urine, the stool, or any contaminated place, rather sun is sterilizing that process. This is practical. If sunshine is anywhere, in the most contaminated place, the sun does not become contaminated, but the place becomes purified. Is it not a fact? Similarly, Krishna was very beautiful. The gopis became attracted with Krishna as it is natural. A young boy is attracted with a young woman or a young girl is attracted. That is natural. Jupati nanga jatha juna. It is natural. So the gopis, they were attracted by Krishna's beauty and therefore they went to Krishna. But the result was that the gopis became purified, Krishna remained uncontaminated. This is understanding of Krishna. Somewhere or other, if one reaches Krishna, he becomes kamat krodha, either by lusty desire or by anger or bhaya. There's a Kansa. Kansa was always thinking of Krishna. That Krishna is coming. So, how shall I kill him? How shall I kill him? Bhaya, out of fear. So he also got salvation. Krishna killed him, he got salvation. The gopis approached Krishna out of lusty desire, but they became purified. Therefore Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Ramma kachid upasana brajavadhu varga bija kalvita. So, even one approaches Krishna with impurity, he becomes purified. The Krishna does not become impure. Don't think like that. Therefore Krishna said, Kiprang bhavati dharmatma sasachanti nigacchati konteya pratijanihi name bhakta pranasati. So somehow or other approach Krishna. Then your life is perfect. Krishna does not become imperfect. Krishna is always. Then in the Ishopanishad, Apapa Viddham, description of God is there. Apapa Viddham, where Krishna or the Lord is never contaminated by any so-called. For him there is nothing sinful. This is understanding of Krishna. Namang karmani limpanti. Why he should be? Therefore, if anyone understands, studies Krishna perfectly, about his activities, about his birth, about his name, about his form, anything. He has got everything like us. He has got his form, he has got his activities, he has got his attributes, everything is there. But they are transcendental. Therefore his name is Sachidananda Vigraha. Ishara Parama Krishna, Sachidananda Vigraha. His Vigraha is Sachidananda. His Vigraha is not like us. The Mayavadi is a mistake. Therefore they imitate Krishna. The rascal Mayavadi, they imitate Krishna. I am Krishna. I can play flute like him. I become Krishna by playing flute. These are rascal. Krishna's Vigraha is different. You cannot imitate Krishna. Even if you imitate, that does not mean you become Krishna. This is rascal. Krishna is not namang karmani limpati. Therefore Krishna says, the jarma karma me dibbam. That is all transcendental. Krishna's body, just like Sachidananda Vigraha. Krishna's body is eternal. My body is not eternal. So how can I imitate Krishna? Krishna's body is eternal, Sat. Krishna's body is full of knowledge. And I am full of ignorance, my body. I do not know if there is some disease in the finger. But just like the other day, there was some trouble. Now automatically the skin is being purified. So I do not know how it is being done. Therefore, full of ignorance. But Krishna is not like that. Sat Chit. Chit means knowledge. He knows everything, not only himself, he knows everything. Vedahang samiti tani. Krishna says, I know everything. And the Bhagavat is clear. Janmadasya annayat itaratascha artheshu abhigya. Krishna knows everything. But I do not know. I do not know how many hairs are here. And still I am claiming I am Krishna. So, do not compare Krishna with any human body. That is great offense. To think of Krishna as ordinary human being, as equal, or a human being is Krishna. These are two things are offensive. Aparad. Mayavadi hoy Krishna aparad. That is the statement of Sri Chaitanya. Mayavadi, those who think that Krishna is like us, Mayavadi, they are aparadi, they are offended to Krishna. They are punishable. They are punishable. Offender. Therefore we should rightly understand Krishna. His activities we should not imitate. Krishna's activities are worshipable. We cannot imitate Krishna's activities. Janma karma, his activities are transcendental. You cannot. How you can imitate? Can you imitate to lift a mountain as Krishna did? You can imitate falsely Krishna's Ras Leela. That is very easy. But can you imitate Krishna to lift up the mountain? Then how you are Krishna, equal with Krishna? This is all rascal. Krishna is Sachidananda Vigraha and you have got this rotten material body. Therefore cannot be compared with Krishna. This rotten material body is subjected to the material laws. But Krishna is not under the material laws. That is real understanding of Krishna. Janma. And if you really understand, that is stated here, itimang jo vijanati. In this way, if one understands Krishna, karma bhi nasabadhati. He does not become entangled with the karma. In another place it is also confirmed, janma karma me dibbam jujanati tattva. If one understands Krishna's activities, Krishna's birth, and Krishna's form, Krishna's attribute, if one can understand tattva, in truth, not by mental speculation, in truth, as it is, then what happens? Tatta deham punarjanmanaiti. He does not get any more material body after leaving this body. So try to understand Krishna on this principle as Krishna says. Don't imagine, don't speculate. Then your life will be perfect. Thank you very much.
There is one sloka which describes that Maharaj Yudhishthira and his younger brothers all attained the spiritual world in the self-same bodies. Does this mean that they had their spiritual bodies while they were on the earth?
Yes, that is possible. They went to heaven, heavenly planet, no? No, where? Where it is?
Bhagavatam, you described the going to Krishna Loka planet.
So that's all right. But not this body, the spiritual body.
In your lecture, you quoted Janaka Pandit that a man must see every woman other than his own wife as mother. How should a woman see other men?
As son.
That was my idea.
Yes. If I see woman as mother, she must see me as son, that's all. That is the system. The brahmachari, the sannyasi go to beg alms from door to door. Mother, give me some bhiksha alms. And it is the duty of the grihastha to treat brahmachari and sannyasi as their son, as they maintain their children with food, shelter, cloth. Similarly, the brahmacharis and sannyasis, they are dependent on the society. They should be treated as the sons of the society. and they must supply their necessities, bare necessities. The sannyasi brahmachari does not want more than what they need. They should not collect more than what they need. Bhikha nirvan, not collect more and enjoy as others cost. No, that is not the business of sannyasi. They can collect so much as they need, that's all.
When you dress a woman, when you dress the woman, you use the word Mataji. Is that the right proper word for it?
Mataji.
Mataji.
Yes, that is. Mother. All right, chant.
So, there can be no doubt that Krishna's body is transcendental and our bodies are temporary bags of mucus, blood, and bile. And the offense that the Mayavadis make, or even persons who are not even up to the level of Mayavadis, is they don't understand how God can have a transcendental body with activities and pastimes and emotions and feelings of love or chivalry or different kinds of what looks like human qualities. But actually all the qualities that we have come because He has them. And not that that we imagine that God has some qualities, but actually these are actually the real qualities. And we cannot limit, in Prabhupada mentions that some are trying to limit God, but we can't limit God. God is inconceivable. He's achintya, inconceivable. Any other points, comments?
How Srila Prabhupada is saying in the lecture how the head of state, whether it's a king or somebody who is representing the whole country, should be above the law. And but that, of course, that refers obviously to people who are Krishna conscious, completely advanced personalities, completely pure. If the person is suffering from all kinds of misconceptions and personal defects, of course, that doesn't apply. It has to be to a person who is absolutely transcendental. Anybody else?
That point that Ronnie made is that there once was called the divine right of kings, and the kings abused that because they were impure. And so they would be lavishly living and wonderfully, but the people were suffering. So that was given up because the imperfect nature of conditioned souls.
Purusham Kamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Kamaham Bhajami Govindam Adi Purusham Kamaham Bhajami Kanvandam Aravindanalaya Taksham samasitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandar ako vikamaniya Vishesha Shobha Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakalen Kriya Priti Manti Pasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam
Nidrachari utajiva Vibhava Ishesha Aloka Provecha Nidrachari utajiva Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Agriva 74 Hari Mukunda Murari Na Shrima Vamana Srimadusudana Rajendra Nandana Shama Putana Gatana Kaitaba Shatana Jaya Dasarati Rama Yashoda Dulala Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Purandara Govinda Gopala Vrindavana Gopi Priya Jana Radhika Ramana Bhuvana Sundara Bara Ravana Dakara Makana Taskara Gopi Jana Vastrahari Dakara Rajera Rakala Gopa Vrindapala Chita Hari Bamsidari Yogindra Bandana Shri Nandanandana Braja Jana Bhayahari Navina Nirada Rupa Manohara Mohana Bamsi Bihari Jasoda Nandana Kamsa Nisudana Nikunjara Savilasi Nandana Kamsa Nisudana Nikunjara Kadamba Kanana Rasa Parayana Vrinda Vipina Nivasi Kadamba Rasa Parayana Vrinda Vipina Nivasi Ananda Vardana Prema Niketana Pula Shara Jojakagama Ananda Prema Niketana Gopagana Gana Chita Vinodana Samasta Guna Gana Dhamma Damuna Jivana Keli Parayana Manasa Chandra Chakora Namasudha Rasa Goa Krishna Jasa Rakovachana Manamora Vibhavari Shesha Loka Provisha Nija Chari Utajiva Loka Provisha Utajiva Bolo Hari Hari Mukunda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva Hari Hari Makanda Murari Rama Krishna Hayagriva Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Jaya Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Shri Radhe Radha Golokananda Radha Golokananda Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Radhe Jaya Shri Radhe Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Giri Govardhan Jaya Shri Vrindavan Dham Jaya
Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Please read together. The night has come to an end, and the light of dawn is entering. O Jiva soul, arise and give up your sleep. Chant the holy name of Lord Hari, giver of liberation, enemy of demon Mura, supreme enjoyer, all attractive, and Harigriva, the horse-headed incarnation, Nashrima, half-man, half-lion incarnation, Vamana, dwarf Brahman incarnation, killer of demon Madhu, beloved son of Vraja's ruler, beautifully dark complexioned slayer of witch Putana, destroyer of demon Kaitava, and victorious son of darling of Goloka, giver of electric powers and spiritual senses, power protector, lord of Vrindavan, devotee beloved, lover of Goloka, and most beautiful in all the worlds, cause of demon Ravana's demise, the Lord. Young herdsman of Braja, protector of the cowherd boys, and thief of hearts and flute bearer. Worshipped by the best of the yogis, Nanda's joy, remover of all fears for the people of Braja, colored like a fresh rain cloud, enchanting in form and charming while wandering and playing a flute. Yasoda's joy, vanquisher of demon King Kamsa, enjoyer of the rasa dance among the forest groves, and especially under the Kadamba trees, and resident of the woods in Vrinda, increasing the ecstasy of his devotees, reservoir of all love, the transcendental Cupid who uses flowered arrows to increase the flowering desire of growth, the pleasure of the hearts of all cowherd men, and the abode of all wonderful qualities, the life of the Jamuna River, always absorbed in amorous pastimes, and moon of the mind, which is like the moonlight-feeding Chikora bird. Heed my words, O mind. These holy names are full of nectarian mellows. Therefore sing the glories of Krishna. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai.
Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitarnam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Purnamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Paramvijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrapita Niyamita Smaranena Kala Etadrishita Vakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishami Hajjani Nanuraga Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Suhishuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadanam Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitaki Twai Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram Thank you. Kripayata Vapada Kankaja Stita Duli Sajashim Vachintaya Nayanam Gadashu Darya Vadanam Gadarudaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vapukada Tavanamagrahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Nimishena Chakshusha Pravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlishavapadamritam Panastumam Adarshanam marma hata karotu va, yatatata va vidadatu lampato, mat prananatastu sa eva napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh, my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up? And when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? Oh, Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Yeah. Okay. Shri Shashasika Ki Jai. The deities are dressed so very nicely by Acharya Sevak and his good wife, and we really appreciate that service. And